The Isles of Whispering Winds. In the vast expanse of the azure sea, far from the bustling cities and noisy ports, lay the Isles of Whispering Winds. These islands, shrouded in mist and mystery, were said to be a place where nature spoke in whispers, where the wind carried secrets, and where the landscape was as changeable as the sea itself. Eleanor, a young cartographer with an insatiable curiosity, had long been fascinated by the legends of the Whispering Isles. Her grandfather, an old sailor, had often told her stories of the island's shifting sands and singing winds. Now, equipped with her maps and instruments, she was determined to chart the islands and uncover their secrets. One early summer morning, Eleanor set sail from the mainland, her small boat cutting through the calm waters. The sun rose, casting a golden glow over the waves, and the sea breeze filled her sails. As she approached the islands, the air grew cooler, and a gentle, almost melodic whisper seemed to surround her. Eleanor's boat glided into a sheltered cove, where she anchored and disembarked. The island's beach was a mosaic of white sand and smooth pebbles, with lush greenery rising beyond. She took a deep breath, feeling the cool, fragrant air fill her lungs. This was a place untouched by time, where the natural world thrived in its purest form. As she ventured inland, Eleanor noticed that the landscape seemed to change subtly with every step. One moment, she was walking through a dense forest of ancient trees. The next, she found herself in a meadow filled with wildflowers, their colors vibrant and otherworldly. The air was filled with the sounds of birds singing and leaves rustling, as if the island itself was alive and welcoming her. Eleanor set up her camp in a clearing near a freshwater stream. She spent her days exploring the island, meticulously recording her observations and drawing detailed maps. She discovered hidden groves, crystal-clear ponds, and towering cliffs that offered breathtaking views of the surrounding sea. Each night, she would fall asleep to the soothing sound of the whispering winds, feeling a deep sense of peace and connection to the land. One afternoon, while exploring a particularly dense part of the forest, Eleanor stumbled upon an ancient stone structure partially covered in ivy. It appeared to be the remnants of a temple, its weathered stones carved with intricate patterns and symbols. Intrigued, she carefully cleared away the ivy, revealing a doorway that led into the heart of the temple. Inside, the air was cool and still. The walls were adorned with carvings depicting scenes of island life, fishing, farming, and celebrations. At the center of the chamber stood an altar, on which rested a large, intricately carved shell. Eleanor approached it with reverence, feeling a strange pull toward the artifact. As she touched the shell, a sudden gust of wind swirled around her, and the whispering sounds grew louder, almost like voices. Startled, she stepped back, and the wind subsided. She realized that the shell was no ordinary artifact, it was a conduit for the island's magic, a way for the spirits of the land to communicate. Determined to understand more, Eleanor spent the next few days studying the carvings and symbols in the temple. She discovered that the island was once home to an ancient civilization that revered nature and lived in harmony with the land. The shell was a sacred object, used in rituals to connect with the spirits of the island and seek their guidance. One evening, as the sun set and the sky turned a deep shade of purple, Eleanor decided to conduct a ritual. She placed the shell on the altar and lit a circle of candles around it. Sitting cross-legged before the altar, she closed her eyes and let the whispering winds guide her. To her amazement, she felt a presence, a warm, comforting energy that seemed to envelop her. The whispers grew clearer, forming words in her mind. "Welcome, seeker of knowledge," the voice said. "You have shown respect for our land and our ways. What do you seek?" Eleanor's heart raced, but she remained calm. "I seek to understand the magic of this island and to share its beauty with the world, so that others may learn to respect and protect it." The voice responded with a sense of approval. "Your intentions are pure, and your heart is true. The Isles of Whispering Winds hold many secrets, but they also offer great wisdom. Use your knowledge wisely, and the islands will always welcome you." As the presence faded and the winds grew still, Eleanor felt a profound sense of fulfillment. She had connected with the spirit of the islands and gained their trust. She knew that her work was far from over, but she was ready for the journey ahead. Eleanor spent several more weeks on the island, documenting its flora and fauna, mapping its terrain, and learning its stories. She discovered new species of plants and animals, each more wondrous than the last. She also found traces of the ancient civilization, tools, pottery, and more carvings that offered glimpses into their way of life. When it was finally time to leave, Eleanor felt a pang of sadness. The Whispering Isles had become a part of her, and she knew she would return someday. She sailed back to the mainland, her boat laden with notes, sketches, and samples. Eleanor's findings brought her acclaim in the scientific community, but more importantly, they inspired a movement to protect and preserve the natural world. The Isles of Whispering Winds became a symbol of the beauty and mystery that still existed in the world, a reminder of the importance of respecting and safeguarding our environment. And so, the legend of the Whispering Isles lived on, not just in stories and maps, but in the hearts of those who had the courage to seek and the wisdom to listen. Through Eleanor's efforts, the islands remained a sanctuary of magic and wonder, a testament to the enduring connection between humanity and nature.